So you've been invited to be a guest on somebody's podcast, but what now? Well, for starters, I want you to celebrate the fact that you have discovered one of the best kept secrets to growing your business, networking via podcasts. But before we dive in, if we haven't met yet, hi, I'm Brittany. I'm an online marketing strategist, the host of the Go Get Great podcast, and a mom of 4. Here we talk about practical marketing and business strategies to help you start or scale your small business that you're going to be able to implement even if you are the busiest entrepreneur. So let's dive into today's topic. So today we're going to be talking about 6 things that you can do to maximize this experience for yourself and for the podcast hosts so that you can become a guest that they invite back over and over and over. So the first thing that you're going to want to do is determine your conversation topic. So many hosts, when they reach out to invite you onto their podcast, will have a specific topic in mind. But if you've pitched yourself to be on someone's podcast, which you can totally do, you want to make sure that you're very clear on what topic the host wants to have a conversation about when you guys get together to record. So maybe you have a few different topics that you're interested in speaking about or that you talk about regularly. So for example, for me, it would be social media, email marketing, podcasting, and being a mom entrepreneur. And you might even have some fancy titles that go along with those episodes that the host might use as the title. So something like list building secrets, crafting authentic emails that connect and convert is one of the ones that I speak about regularly. So make sure that you talk to the host and confirm which topic it is that you guys are going to be chatting about when you get together to record so that you can come prepared and know what it is that you'll be speaking about. So the second thing is to research the podcast. So the best way to do that is to just listen to some of the episodes so that you can get a feel for the host's conversation style. Are they very much into a conversation? Is that what it sounds like when you listen to it? Or does it feel like a little bit more of a structured interview? Maybe their podcast is all about storytelling and you're just going to come on and tell a story. Maybe the host likes you to bring questions and things like that you can answer. So when you listen to some of the episodes, you'll get a sense for the host style, and every host is a little bit different. So knowing exactly what it is that they expect from their guests, what they talk about, even sometimes common questions that they ask during podcasts is going to be really helpful for you as a guest. So the third thing is to set up and test your recording spot. So if you've never been on a podcast before, then you really want to make sure that you are well equipped for the experience. Now, that being said, you don't need a lot of fancy equipment, but if you do have a professional microphone, make sure that you use that. If you don't, the best way to ensure you have the best audio for your podcast and for the host to use is to find a small, quiet space that you can record in. If you're like me and you have kids, it might be best to find a sweater for them that day or plan to have them outside of the house so that you don't hear them running around in the background. Additionally, if you have headphones, it's a good idea to wear headphones when you record because it can reduce the audio so that you don't hear an echo of the host talking through your computer while you talk back to them. That's a fantastic thing that you can do to improve the audio experience. Also confirm with the host whether or not they're going to be doing audio and video. If they're going to be recording video to use for social media clips or to put up on YouTube, let's say, then you want to make sure that the spot you're recording in has some good lighting. So try and sit in front of a window or make sure that you have a ring light set up so that your video is very clear and that you can see yourself on camera. So the fourth thing that is really helpful when you're a guest is to be ready a few minutes before it's time to hit record. So especially if you've never been a guest on a podcast before and you've got some jitters, then it's really good to just take a moment and get grounded. You can take a few deep breaths if that's something that works for you. Maybe you want to write some affirmations before you turn your camera on. Maybe you need to put on some music and dance it out. That's one of my favorite ways to get ready for podcasts. But whatever it is, make sure that you plan some time to do that. And also know that the more you do this, the more comfortable you're going to get being on camera, and you won't necessarily need to do that to get the jitters out before, because eventually you'll stop having them. So the fifth thing is have something ready to offer the host audience. So when you're recording, sometimes hosts will let you actually pitch paid services. Make sure that you confirm with the host that they're okay with you doing that before you mention it in the conversation. Not all podcast hosts like when you do that. But if you do, then you can sell something during the episode and make sure that you have everything ready for the host to be able to make it easy for the listeners to get. But you're definitely going to want to make sure that you offer something of value, something free, like a lead magnet or freebie is typically what we call them. So try and make sure that whatever it is that you're offering for free is aligned with the conversation topic that you're having with the host, and that you have an easy link or a keyword that people can message you on Instagram so that they can acquire that resource after listening to the episode. So if you were recording a podcast about podcasts, maybe you would have a freebie that is called Ready, Set, Go, your step-by-step checklist to quickly and confidently launch your podcast. As an example, hint, hint, that's probably one that I'm going to be releasing very, very soon. So make sure you check the description of this video to grab it if that's something that you would like. And then in and along that lines, if you're pitching a paid service or you're offering up a freebie to her audience, I do recommend you have a landing page or keyword ready to go. And after you wrap up your recording, make sure that you've included that information either via a guest application or in an email to the host so that when they go to schedule the podcast, they have absolutely everything that they need and they don't have to be chasing you around for information. A couple other things that are good to include in an email to the host if they don't have an application is a headshot, potentially a business logo of yourself, and also a brief bio and description. And the sixth thing you're going to want to do to be a guest that wows and gets invited back is to tell your friends. Talk about it, talk about it, talk about it. You can talk about it on socials before you even start recording. Put a quick story up and be like, hey guys, I am so excited to be having a conversation with, and then tag the host. Today, this is what we're going to be chatting about. Make sure you stay tuned for when this episode comes out. And then after it's been released, then you can also market it, tell more people. And this not only helps the host, they'll be really excited for you to do this because it grows their audience, but it's also going to help you grow your audience as well and your email list. If you're offering that freebie for them, you're going to convert your own listeners and also some of the host listeners to be people that are on your email list now. So those are 6 really easy things that you can do to be a guest that gets invited to be on multiple podcasts, to come back over and over and over again and position yourself as an expert and grow your own audience. So if you have any questions about the steps that you can do to be a fantastic podcast guest, then make sure you ask them in the comments and I will answer them for you. And if you haven't done so already, be sure to like this video, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so that you'll know when I release more episodes helping you start or scale your small business with marketing and business strategies.